So we are live here with our very new and amazing program called LITtalks. And the idea here is to really give the opportunity, the voice for our amazing community to speak and share their story. We feel like there's so much wisdom and there's so much knowledge out there within our own community. And we really want people to be a voice. We want to be hearing their voice. And there's so much wisdom and so much talent in the people that we have met or in all these years that we do our work. And we are really excited to launch this long and overdue new show called LITtalks. So we are so excited to be here, so excited for our community. And today we are going to be having with us, we have, here it goes, Gabe Weitz and Shlomo and Sari. So Gabe is coming on with us right now. He's here waiting to come onto our show. And we are so fortunate to have him. So without any further ado, let's call up Gabe Weitz. Yeah. So we're going to bring in Gabe here.
Here we go.
We're going to put him on. Hey, Gabe, how are you doing?
Hey, guys. So well. Thank you for having me. It's an honor to be featured as the first speaker on the new LITtalks show on Lit. I love it.
Yes.
We are very excited to have you on. And would you like to tell us a bit about yourself, where you're from, and how we met?
Absolutely. My pleasure. So, hey, everybody. My name is Gabe Weitz. I am originally from a little town in Oregon called Westland, Oregon. And grew up there and then went to college at UC Santa Barbara. And after college, I was working in LA. And after a year out of college, I found myself, looking for more in my life. I had a job, I have friends, but I kind of felt like I was missing something. And I realized that was this amazing Jewish community that I had in college. You're surrounded by so much incredible energy, but then when you enter the real world, sometimes you can get a bit disconnected. So when I felt that way, I reached out to a really good friend of mine, Rabbi Hanan Spivak in Oregon. Shout out. Yeah. And I told him, I was like, hey, Rabbi, listen, I'm looking for a way to get more involved in Jewish life in LA. Is there anyone you can put me in touch with? And immediately he knew exactly who to put me in touch with. And that would be none other than the gentleman next to me, Rabbi Jack Malul. And so the next day, no time was wasted. I get a call from Rabbi Jack and he says, hey, Gabe, let's grab coffee tonight. and I want to meet you and see what you're about. So we did, and we got coffee that night, and I remember it vividly. It was a year ago this month, and after that, it was the beginning of a beautiful friendship, because I met an amazing, inspiring mentor and friend in the form of Rabbi Jack, and he invited me to his house to something called Lit, which was this young adults. I didn't know.
Gabe, if you don't mind, just
Yeah.
before you carry on, I want to show you something.
Oh yeah,
that very first picture.
Throw it up.
That we had together. Here it goes. That's the very first picture we had together a year ago.
Really?
Yep. And
Wow.
for some
Nice.
reason, I couldn't make it to the coffee shop, so I called you over to a local synagogue nearby called Muggin David. And you came there, and I was like, wow, he's a young man who wants to come to a synagogue, and he's okay with it. That's cool. That's already a good start. So that was the picture that you sent to your friends after we met. And
yep, I wanted to show my friends who knew, because I had a lot of friends that knew Rabbi Jack and Shira, or that they know them from University of Oregon. So I was like, look who I just met. Small world, small Jewish world. It happens all the time. Anyway, so I went to Rabbi Jack and Shira's house and started going to these Torah classes called Taco Tuesdays. And I found myself incredibly inspired, not only by his words and their classes, but I also found this seemingly hidden community of all these incredible 20 to 30-year-old Jews, people around my age, who were very like-minded as me, and we're all just figuring out life, and we're going to work and building our careers and building our networks, and I really quickly was able to find a place that I could call home. And, they invited me in and just gave me such a comfortable environment to share my thoughts and ask questions and explore my spirituality and my Jewish side. So I really thank you guys for that, because it's been a year now, and I couldn't be happier in the place I am in my life, Jewishly, spiritually, professionally, and I have almost all of it to thank to you guys. So really appreciate it.
It goes both ways. We really, from the day I met you, I came home and I said to Shira, there's this guy, he's unbelievable. We have to just find Rabbi Spiva and give him a hug, because he just found me this awesome guy.
Yeah, you were on fire. He was like, I'm telling you, this guy is amazing. And I'm like, you know what? Maybe let's get to know him, but he might be maybe a good candidate for the board, which happened, a while after you joined the Lit board, which has been a huge and amazing to see your ideas and everything, coming together, to see you working together with the rest of the board members, and to giving to the community. We know that you have some words of inspirations tonight, but before I'll give you the go ahead to do that,
Sure.
I have a quick question.
Ask away.
What do you think people like, as a board member or just as a member, what do you think people like in the Lit young professionals community? What do they like so much that they keep coming?
I'll tell you, Shira. People come to Lit because it's a place where you can come and feel completely comfortable with your opinions and with your perspectives and with your views, and where you can come and you can just be comfortable and sit down and make friends. And there's nobody who's going to make fun of you. No one's going to bully you. Everybody's accepting and welcoming for you. But moreover, you guys are teaching us things, from the Torah. And yeah, it's amazing. And we're all Jews here, but there's really never been this pressure, that sometimes I think people can feel in other environments, this pressure to become more religious, or, drop everything and become an Orthodox Jew. No, that's definitely not, what the Lit kind of mantra is about. Everybody is, you guys, you preach something where it's everybody at their own level, everybody at their own rate. And, it's on you to you, the viewer, or you, the Lit member, to kind of decide for yourself, wow, I'm so inspired. I think, I think I'm going to start, keeping Shabbat once a month, or I'm going to start eating kosher only. And, everybody, there's something about this H-lit community where like, it's Jews trying to find other Jews. And that's at the base of it. Yeah, we just want to increase our Jewish community and our Jewish network, whether it's friends, whether it's professional contacts, etc. But I really think the reasons people are coming back, week over week, and why new people are finding us is because it's so welcoming and it's so progressive in the way that it lets people speak their mind and do things at their own speed. And that's something that I found. I came in there, I wasn't necessarily mega religious. I did Shabbat with my family every Friday night, and I kept kosher when I could. But, fast forward to now, and this is all on me. Like personally now, I've decided to keep Shabbat fully. I'm Shomer Shabbat. I only buy kosher meat at the market and kosher wine.
Wow.
And I really like, this is just things that I personally decided after coming to H-Lit for a year and learning and being inspired by Rabbi Jack and Shira, who are an amazing, incredible couple, by the way. You guys are absolute gold when it comes
Thank
to
you.
love and family
Your
and
energy.
and nurturing. I mean, your kids are incredible. We love them, and we love you guys. It's no wonder that when we come over for Friday nights, that people stay over till 12 and till 1 a.m. because we're just chatting with you guys, just because we don't want to leave yet. It's you guys are so magnetic, and it really has an effect on everybody. I think even if someone's come once, I have to say, like, they probably, were definitely affected in a positive way. So.
Wow. That was beautiful. That was
Gabe.
huge. Thank you. Thank you so much. I mean, we're lucky to have someone like you and many others in the community.
Your energy is really special. Really, honestly, I bless you, Gabe, that you should only have further success in everything you do, and love and goodness.
Man.
Because you have a
Amen.
special
Thank
energy,
you.
and never take that away from yourself, because your energy is what makes it. Really, it's such an added beauty and addition to our community. We really appreciate it.
That's amazing. Wow.
Thanks, guys. You guys are amazing.
Thank you, Gabe. And now we'll let you, kind of take it away, inspire us even more.
Sure. So lately I've been reading a lot of Jewish books about like Torah thought or Jewish philosophy. And I came across something that I really liked. Honestly, I love it all, to be honest. But something that I read that I realized is something like, it's such a simple idea, but it was really inspiring, and I think it's something that more people could know. So I'll share it now. It has to do with wine in Judaism, and kind of the symbolic meaning of wine and why we drink it at nearly every occasion, in Jewish holidays or celebrations. And I read this in a book called Living Inspired by Rabbi Akiva Tatz, by the way. Look it up. Grab it if you can. It is some very good work. But yeah, so let me start it. So wine is this incredible substance in Judaism. It's one of the rare substances that has both spiritual and physical properties. And Judaism talks a lot about the kind of the two sides of a human, and we all have a physical side and we have a spiritual side. And when it comes to physical things in life, generally they decay over time or they break down. And spiritual things actually improve with time. For example, wisdom. That's a spiritual, non-physical idea that over time, if nurtured correctly, gets better. And as you get older, you get wiser. But our bodies, which are physical, will decay no matter what. We get older, we get more wrinkly, we get weaker. So generally, the physical zone is the zone with contact with death and kind of with negativity. It goes from strong to weak. And the spiritual side is the zone of contact with like a higher reality, and its pathway is positive, which is from weaker to stronger. So with that being said, everything wears down in the physical. except wine. So wine is a special substance. Yes, it's a physical substance. You know, we drink it, we use it as food. But interestingly, wine gets better with age. Okay, you know, you find, you know, an antique wine or a vintage wine, it's more expensive because it's better. Yet wine is a physical creation, but wine is something that provides a window into the hidden world, and I'll tell you why. Wine reveals secrets and obeys the rules of the spiritual realm. So the word for wine in Hebrew is yain, and the word for secret in Hebrew is sod. Okay, and there's a saying in Hebrew, it's nichnas yain yatsa sod. When wine goes in, secrets come out. Okay, so wine is an alcoholic drink. You know, it has the capacity to dehumanize and make people very much fully part of the physical realm. You know, you get drunk, you can get belligerent, you can get, you know, unprofessional. But it also has the power to elevate and sensitize consciousness. But also when you get drunk, you can get drunk at a healthy level, and you can feel really good and be filled with positivity and happiness. So it's a physical substance, no doubt, but there's a connection to the spiritual with it. Often in Judaism, we speak of this tension between the physical and the spiritual. And that's why we drink wine on occasions where we're bonding these two realms. So, for example, in a wedding, okay, you're elevating a relationship from the spiritual to from the physical to the spiritual. Okay, you're bonding two souls together and bringing out a love that gets you closer to Hashem. When you're at a Brit Milah or a circumcision, you have wine there because that's an event where you're sanctifying your body and preparing it to, you know, be accepted by the spiritual domain. And then, you know, another great example on Shabbat, which is probably the most common, you know, we drink wine on Shabbat every week because Shabbat is an event where we're ending our, you know, week of physical work and this, you know, time where we're working and you know, sweating away, and we're entering this amazing spiritual day where we're transcending and really getting in touch with the spiritual side of things. So that's why wine is drank at many other Jewish holidays as well, because you're connecting with the spiritual side of things and getting yourself closer to Hashem. So we're not rejecting the physical, but rather bringing it into the harmony with spiritual. And that's what wine is used for in Judaism. So that's my little tidbit for you guys. Hope you liked it.
That was so wise and brilliant and beautiful.
So amazing. Thank you, Gabe.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
Wow. It was an honor to have you on. Thank you so much for the words of inspiration and everything you shared with us tonight.
Absolutely. You know, you guys, thank you so much for having me. I love you guys. I appreciate everything you do and that LIT does. And for all you guys watching right now, I really urge you guys to come check out LIT if you haven't already. I urge my fellow LITers to come on the LITtalks show and give your own, you know, account of your history with LIT and what inspires you too. So it's a really amazing opportunity to speak and just get out more inspiration into the lives of your friends and strangers and anyone who's looking for brightness in this world. So there you go.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Have
much.
A wonderful
Thank
evening.
You. Have a great evening. Beautiful words. Thank you.
Too.
Have a great night. Bye-bye. So we're now going to have another couple, a new couple come in. And we are really, really happy about this. Thank you, Gabe, for those beautiful words. You were amazing. And we are excited to add here Shlomo and Sari, the wonderful couple that just got engaged. Here comes Shlomo and Sari here.
The second LIT couple in 1 week.
LIT couple in 1 week.
So here they are. We are super, super excited to have you right now.
Thank you so much. We feel so great to be here.
How do you guys feel right now?
Thank you for asking us. And thank you for hosting us on the LITtalks.
That's awesome. How do you feel right now?
Wow, we're excited.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's like it's a lot of excitement, a lot of kind of new emotions.
Sure.
But it's great. I mean, it's kind of like exciting because this is a very like positive step for us. So it's awesome. We love it.
And we see your l'chaim's over there. So
That's perfect.
We have
so
the wine.
perfect. L'chaim to you guys. L'chaim.
All right.
It's so beautiful. You should only have smachot. Lots of years of love and goodness together.
Amen.
Thank you,
This is such a
amen.
beautiful occasion for the whole community. You literally changed our whole mood this past week, not just within us, but within our
I
community.
think the whole community,
It's just been
super
such
exciting.
an exciting time, and especially with your involvement with us and your story and how we got to know each other. It's, you know, you're definitely one of the longest people that have been involved with us as well, especially Shlomo, since the beginning of our organization. So it's just so nice to have you here with us. So thank you, Shlomo and Sari, for being here, and we're really happy for you, and our community is happy. I'm sure you felt that from everybody, right?
Yeah, there was lots of love. Like, I mean, it's been overwhelming how many messages we get all the time. Like, my phone has not stopped ringing the entire week. Like, there's always someone who's trying to reach out to say Mazel Tov, and it's like we feel so loved.
It's
That's
amazing.
beautiful.
It's beautiful.
Wow. So let's start with, I guess, Shlomo. Shlomo is the first one that we got to know, I think, right at the beginning when we started off. So Shlomo, can you tell us a little bit about how you found Ashlit and what was your first event that you attended?
Yeah, sure. So I remember my first one very vividly. It actually happened around Sukkot 2 years ago, I believe. My mom actually, I had a call with my mom that week, and she asked me, she's like, "Hey, could you please like try to do something for Sukkot?" Because she knew I didn't really do anything on the Chagim, the holidays. So
Where were you living, Shlomo, at the time?
What was that?
Where were you living at the time?
So at the time, I was living in Koreatown, so 30 minutes away from Pico Robertson. My mom said, "Hey, please do something on Sukkot." And I was like, "All right, I usually don't listen. Like, she asks every holiday, she asks me, and I usually never did anything. But this one, I was like, you know what? I'll do something. I really want to do something for Sukkot this year. I don't know why. I just wanted to. So I Googled things to do in LA on Sukkot. And the first thing that popped up was an Eventbrite for the very first ever Ashlit event, which was called Sushi in the Sukkah. So that is how I found Ashlit, this wonderful organization.
Oh, that's like, that's a while ago. Look what it led you to. That's a beautiful thing.
Quite the journey. I can't imagine how that would be if that my mom never called me. Like, who knows where I'd be. And I didn't go to you guys for Sukkot. It would, honestly, it's changed my life. So I'd be in a very different place right now.
So it's a bit like your date. It was love at first sight,
Story for another day. Yeah, it was though. I honestly loved it. Everyone was so like the sushi and sukkah. Everybody was so nice. And I met my very first Persian. I never knew what a Persian was until this event. So that was also a big, another big event for me. But everyone was so nice, and I was like, you know what, this is amazing. Like, I'm gonna come back. There's so many great people, and I had no friends at this point in time because I moved from Massachusetts to Los Angeles, not knowing anybody. So it was a great way for me to get to know people who lived in the area, get to know the Jewish community.
It's almost 3 years now. You know that.
3 years. It must have been 3 years ago, not 2 years ago. So I misspoke earlier. Close to 3
No, I know. I think I've been here for like a year, but I've actually almost been here in LA for almost 3 years. Time just flies by.
Time flies.
So it's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we were asked. I mean, you were saying where you were living in Koreatown, and how have things changed since? How did things develop Jewishly since that Sukkah event that you came to us? And
right. So yeah, I mean, after that, I was hooked. I've been coming back every week to your Rabbi Jack and Shira's house for their Taco Tuesday or whatever event. They have other events too, which I attended. And after that, I actually started going to shul every now and then too. And then before you know it, now I'm keeping kosher. I do Shabbat now. Just completely different than what I was before.
That's inspiring,
Wow.
you know?
And obviously it's your own choice and involvement, and that led you the way. It was just it was almost like you just came and joined the community, and once you moved into the area here, it just led in its own way. I mean, there's so much going on Jewishly in the community. Once you move into the Pico Robertson area, it's like it's really
You're
amazing.
surrounded with love.
Yeah. Thank you.
That's beautiful. Do you want to tell us where you're living now?
The house.
The house.
Of course. So I live in Pico Robertson, and I live with two people who I met at HLIT actually. My roommates Eitan and Dan, and we live in a Shabbat house, which is a program that Olami runs. So they give I guess young Jewish professionals, they help them live in this area. And in return, it's an opportunity for you to grow Jewishly. You keep kosher a little. Well, you keep you keep kosher. You do Shabbat, and you get to try out what I guess some of the other aspects of Judaism that you might not try otherwise.
What I love about the Shabbat house is that it wasn't like you're required to do anything. It's just in the main area. It's a Shabbat environment. But, you know, most people didn't grow up growing up doing Shabbat. I think you came from a background that did a bit more than many other people that even in your apartment. And what we really like about it is that it's at least in the common area, just be a Shabbat environment. And then whatever you do outside is what you do outside. But at least you're growing in an environment which is Shabbat friendly, and that I think was the most beautiful part of it.
Right.
So,
yeah.
That's the reason why we decided to bring it, you know, to LA and to the HLIT community. We felt like there's, you know, people that would like to experience. They've never experienced that, or they'd like to grow in that area, but it's very hard to do it on your own. But when you have kind of like the setup for it and the like-minded people that you can live with and want to do the same thing, it's obviously much easier to try out and see what it's like. So that's beautiful.
So what about Sari? Let's hear something from Sari.
Yes.
How did you guys meet? Let me just show everyone some beautiful pictures that we got from the night that you guys proposed. But before we get there, let me just show you some.
That right at the beginning. So
okay.
I was born in Israel, and then I moved to Melbourne when I was 5. And I grew up in Melbourne in Australia. I went to high school there. I went to college. And then I went on a trip to America. It was a week in LA and a week in New York. And I was like, wow, this is awesome. I have to come back to LA. And then I came back to LA. I got to know some people through friends of friends, because I knew some people here, and it was like that. And then Tal, he actually went to HLIT. He was like to me, I have the perfect guy for you. And I was like, oh God, but okay, whatever, let's do this. And then just because every time someone set me up before, it was like so wrong. So I was like expecting the worst. And then I met Shlomo, and we just hit it off. It was like, we could talk for hours. We talked about like cookies and stuff that we both had growing up. And I was like, wow, this guy is actually so cool. Like one time someone set me up and it actually was right. So, so that's how we met. And then, well, we started seeing each other, and then he brought me to HLIT. My first HLIT event was the Purim event last year.
Oh, wow.
Right. That's what I remember.
Yeah, I felt so overwhelmed. I knew nobody there. I was sitting outside. I was like, whoa, so many people. Everyone is so close. Like, how? And then like now it's like I come in, I have too many people to say hi to. It's like now I'm like, now I can come in. I'm like, I'm one of those people that knows everybody else.
So amazing.
That's beautiful.
I want to show everyone a picture here from Laila Lavan.
Yeah.
When we went last year, we had that massive party. How many people were there, Shira? Do you know?
It was about we aimed for 100. It was 120. Young professionals event in downtown LA.
It's beautiful.
Lila Levan, a night of I guess a lot of fun.
Mm.
So here is a picture from that night.
Yeah, what
That
a
was-
great picture you guys have there.
Young back then.
Yeah, I think it's a lot older now.
You're looking as young. It's only been a year.
Yeah, wow, it's been
It's only
almost
been a
a year. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Not even, right?
Yeah, no,
Not
not yet.
not even a year. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. November. So it's not even. It's like
Time
6,
is
7
flying.
months.
With COVID, I don't know how fast time is flying. I don't know.
Yeah, since we're talking about COVID, I would like to ask you two how COVID-19 affected your dating situation, because you obviously started dating way before that.
Yeah.
What did it feel like?
I mean, it was definitely challenging. It wasn't something we were expecting, or like we didn't really know how to deal with it. But I think it brought us a lot closer together, and it made us realize how important each other was, like how important that in order to get through something like this, I need Shlomo in my life. And I can speak for myself, but I couldn't have gotten through this without him by my side, and the constant support, and like whatever I needed, he was there for me. And it was like, it just highlighted to me how amazing of a person he is, and how much I really was like, this guy is incredible. So for me, it was probably the thing that sealed the deal. It was like, yeah, now I'm ready. Now let's do this, because he was just, I think that when you're put into a challenge, you definitely see what the other person is like. And it showed me that I want to spend the rest of my life with you.
Yep.
I actually
So
been
inspiring.
so inspiring. I've been telling people as well that I find that the whole COVID-19 has been very bad for the physical world, but very good for the spiritual world. Like so many people have realized how all the fashion doesn't even matter as much anymore. All
Materialistic
the
things,
materialism
just-
that you lived by and you wanted everyone to see, but now you don't have to wear them. We all put on whatever clothes on anyway. I mean, no one's watching. You're always in your house, and it doesn't matter what make of clothing you're wearing as much. And also your car, how much were people driving around? So like the physical world kind of just died down for a while, and it woke up the spiritual world. I wish it didn't have to go through this, but I'm just saying, at the end of the day, this is the reality, and it pushed people to date in a better way also, where you're looking at the other person for who they are, and you can't actually just jump into the physical right from the beginning, but you actually have that distance that kind of gets you in the mode of Jewish dating, which is really nice. So I've been saying this, and I see it from so many people, how they're rethinking things, they're trying to grow more spiritually, because they realize that so much of what we put our life in and how of what we invest in is really not as exciting as we always thought it was to be, and it's just a beautiful thing to see in so many people.
Yeah, I mean, it gave people also a chance, to tap into what you said, to really reflect. Do I really want to, even with career, do I want to do this? Is that what going to make me happy, or get me to my goals, or help me find my soulmate? Or maybe it is time to pause and, figure out what I want in my life. Who do I want?
Right.
What kind of person I want?
Right.
We heard that from a lot of people,
A
that
lot of people.
it definitely gave them the time to reflect and to pause, which in normal day-to-day life we don't get so much
Not at
time to
all.
do that, because we're all always running and chasing the next thing. So that's definitely, and it's not something we asked for. No one wants COVID-19, and we want it to be over. But we're trying to take the positive things that it might have brought to humanity and to people.
I think
So I
the
think it's,
intensity of the situation as well. The intensity of the situation was either going to make it or break it. Like, if it wasn't right with this intensity and this, like, with everything going on, it wouldn't have lasted. And the fact that it did last, and that it grew, and it was beautiful, that we still loved spending time with each other, and there was still that excitement there, regardless of what was going on outside, that made it huge. And it was like, okay, well, that made it. We're good.
That's beautiful. That's really, it showed you that you're really in the right direction, and you're doing the right thing, which is so special.
So we have two more questions for you. First is, do you think an organization like ours is important to young people that are living in LA, not necessarily so involved? You know, maybe they don't see it at the time, or they do. What do you think? Do you think this is important for young professionals to be?
Yep, definitely.
Without a doubt. I think that organizations like this, it really gives you a home away from home. And I know it's cliche and everything that everyone keeps saying it, but it's like, if I wasn't part of HLIT, I don't know what this part of my life would look like. Like, I don't know if we'd even still be together. I don't think we'd even be where we are today. I think that it gives you so much support in so many ways. Like, if I have a question, I know I can call Shira and I know she'll be so happy to answer it. And it's like, even like in the kitchen when they were starting to keep kosher in this apartment, we're like, they'd make mistakes here and there, and it's like, wait, what do we do? Like, it's like straight away. And it's having that support is like so much more, so important for everyone growing. And I mean, growth is one of the most important things we have to do in our life. You want to find someone and you want to be with someone and you want to surround yourself with people that are growth orientated. It means that everyone wants to become a better person. It doesn't mean that you have to be fully Shomer Shabbat in a month. Like, no one's asking that of you. But if you're surrounding yourself with people that want to be better people, then by collateral, you're going to want to be a better person. And then that's just making the world a better place. And I think that actually definitely everybody has a very growing attitude, and everybody wants to grow. And by surrounding yourself with those kind of people, then you yourself become a better person.
That's
so true. It's beautiful, and we're lucky to have such a community. So
we say it, like, we thank our people. The people keep thanking us. I'm like, thank you for coming,
for being part of it. Such
making it
wonderful and quality people that really want to learn and grow and advance themselves and become better in every aspect of life, which it's super inspiring and special.
Also is that I love that there's no pressure, there's no expectation, and then it's everyone is on their own journey, and that really does let you do your own thing, and you don't feel judged. And even if you're not going in the textbook cookie cutter style life that people expect you to do, that's fine, and everything's good, and you still have a family, and everybody still likes you, and no one's judging you. But you're still, as long as you're trying to grow, as long as you're prioritizing being a better person and finding yourself, then that's also really cool. The no pressure is very important.
Beautiful.
Thank you for that.
You.
Here, well, we would love you to share some words of inspiration, and a little bit, and maybe even a blessing. You kind of did that. Maybe a blessing for all those who are still looking for their soulmates to find the right one, especially in our community and out there.
Yeah, at least just to finish off, like, there's so many people that we know that are looking for their one too, and it's a time for us. We say that when there's good energy, that brings more good energy. It says that when someone passes away, we're also meant to be worried and pray, because that causes a certain energy in the atmosphere that we have to make sure that something's going on. We have to pray that we get better. And everyone, during the first 3 days of mourning is the scariest time, because there's an atmosphere of the angel of death. And so we also say that when there's good energy in the air, and it's going to bring more good energy to others. So you have that power right now in you, that good energy to share with others and bless everybody, that they should get the one that they love and find their soulmate sometime soon. Bezrat Hashem.
Yeah, so we're going to bless everybody watching, and everyone that's watching live and will watch later and whatever. May we celebrate hundreds of weddings this year. Corona style, not Corona style, I don't care. Zoom wedding, it's all good. It's all good. Get engaged. We'll be there for you. We're super excited. One thing I do want to say, it's a little tip, and I know it's hard to date, and like, as I said, so many people set me up with so wrong people. it's like a twofold effect. The advice I would give is make yourself a vessel and make yourself ready and accepting, and by growing you're doing that. And as long as you're focusing on growth and you're looking for someone, and accept those bad dates. Yes, they suck, we know, but just don't turn down a date straight away. Give them a chance, because you never know where it's going to lead. And the second thing is, and like the flip side to that is, let go. Don't be, the minute you let go and you're like, hey, whatever, this is in God's hands now. I trust God, and I know he's going to send me my guy at the right time. When you least expect it, it happens. Like, did you start expecting when we started dating? For me, it was like, okay, well, this is great.
Wow, that's so nice.
Thank you. Amen to all
Amen.
to everyone.
Amen. You
all
should
the
only
blessings.
continue to have blessings, and we're so thankful for you coming on. I see that we have some messages here from some of our communities. Maybe I can show it on the screen here. We have from Rachel. She says, yay, Sari and Shlomo. So
hi, Rachel. Thank you, Rachel.
we're so glad to have her here with us.
And we have some love hearts. So
Tofa
that's
came
great.
on. This is amazing. Molly says, I agree with Ben. That's about Gabe.
Yeah.
And they're so grateful. And Molly says here, thank you, Molly. Ashlit is the best. So grateful to be part of this community. We are
awesome to be part of the community.
It is, and we're so grateful to have Molly with us. So this has been amazing. I think this is a really cool little program that we started, show. And it's a way for our young professionals to be a voice, for people to be seen and to speak and share their inspiration. Like you're so inspiring. All we could say is Mazal Tov to you. May you have many, many years together of health and happiness and joy and shalom bayit. And may we together be zocher, may we all merit together to go back and see the unity and the utopia of the Jewish people coming together. And the coming of Mashiach. And sorry?
To many more Ashlit engagements.
Amen. So
Please,
nice.
God, this year we never know who's gonna surprise us next.
I see that Gabe is still here. Maybe we'll add him onto the screen a second. 1 second. Here we go, Gabe. So great to see you.
Hi guys.
Amazing to have you here.
Incredible event. I'm honored to have been featured, and Shlomo and Sari, that was amazing. I love what you said as well. You're right. We come to Lit to surround ourselves with positive people, because it's a positive environment, and it makes everybody a better person.
Yeah, I think positive was the word I was blanking on.
That's okay.
All good.
That's beautiful.
That was amazing. Any thoughts, Shira? Anything else?
I think they kind of nailed everything. I mean, they inspired even me again to hear the story. I mean, I kind of know. I mean, I know everyone. I know them all, but it's so nice to kind of like reflect again on the whole like history with you guys. I'm talking to Sari and Shlomo and Gabe. So super amazing. Thank you so much for coming on and inspiring us, and all those who are watching and watched it and will watch it. And have a beautiful, I would say, Shabbat, as it's Thursday night. Ooh. So we are already starting to say Shabbat Shalom. So we're excited for a Shabbat, hopefully a Shabbat together one day, very, very, very soon, like we're used to. So it's gonna happen. Sorry?
We miss your cooking.
Thank you. I'm excited for the big amounts, the big cooking. I've been doing very different, in the past few months. It's very different to cook just for a few people, rather than 50, 60, 70 people. And so I'm excited to get back into it.
Me too.
I'm ready. We'll have to wait, see what the world and the situation has in store for us at this point. But thank you again.
Okay, so we're really thankful that you guys. Sorry.
So we had lots of fun. Thanks for having us.
Ah, we
You
love
Thank
too.
you. Thank you. Have
Thank
a
you.
wonderful evening and Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Anyone else who's out
Shalom.
there?
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Thank you for joining. Anyone who's out there still listening, know that you can also be a voice on LITtalks, and we are
Yeah.
excited to have you as well. Come on our
You
show.
just need to reach out,
Reach
send us
out,
a message,
let us know.
and you will be featured sometime soon. Have a wonderful evening, everyone, and Shabbat Shalom from
Shabbat
us.
Shalom. Shabbat Shalom.